We're looking at the new company management feature within Act 16. Act is a contact management system, of course, and that means that the system expects you to record information primarily against contact records. And that's fine, of course, until you have a number of contacts that are employed by the same company. So if you have a number of individual contact records, the system becomes a little bit unwieldy. The left hand can't see what the right hand's doing. So it becomes necessary to unite those contacts or link them together under a company umbrella. And of course, that's what the company entity is for. But before now, the company structure has to be manually managed within the Act system. That is to say, you would have to manually create a company and link contacts to it. What the developers of the system have done in this latest version, though, is recognise this problem and create an automatic component to recognise when you've created contact records that share the same company name, and you can set a threshold of how many contact records there have to be before this feature kicks in. And when it does kick in, the system will automatically create a company record. So it's managed under the Tools menu in Preferences, where most of the day-to-day behaviours are controlled, and over on the far right in the Admin tab. If we go into Company Preferences, you'll see this new component added in the top of this dialog window, where I set the threshold. So I've currently got it set to 2. So you can see it says create a new company when this many contacts have the same company name. So that is to say, I can add an individual contact for a company that isn't in the database, and the system will behave as it did previously. The moment I add a second contact with the same company name, the system will recognise that and create a new record in the company entity and link both of those contacts to that company. Let's look at that in action. So I'll close out of this dialog window and just proceed to create a new contact record. I'm just going to type in my own details for the purposes of this exercise. Let me fast forward and shoot a lot of other information in there rather than have you watch me do this. Okay, so I've created a record for myself. There's no company record within this database for BluebirdCRM, so it hasn't automatically linked the contact to any company record, nor has it created a new company at this point. But if I go on to add another new contact with the same company name, so I'm just going to type in the name of the contact to begin with, and then the company name, which is the same. The company name has to be exactly the same, by the way, not necessarily case sensitive, but the same spelling, no additional spacing. There's no fuzzy logic matching going on here, by the way. I'm just going to fast forward again and enter some more information about this. And you'll notice that the system has automatically recognised the existence of another contact record with the same company name. It's created a new company called BluebirdCRM in the company entity and linked both contacts to it. I can demonstrate this by clicking on the hyperlink to take me to the company entity, and you'll see here's the new company record with both contacts linked. Now you'll notice that it hasn't brought across any other information, just the company name. If I return to the Nicola Gibson record, you'll see the address I used was 41 Smith Street, but if I go back to the Will Ingleby record, I used our Curzon House address. When the system creates the company record, of course, it doesn't know which is the primary address. It has no way of knowing that. So do bear in mind that it's necessary for you to go to that company record and populate it with the data that would take precedence, if you like, if you wish to do that. Note also that any information you enter in fields in the company entity that are linked to contact fields will update those corresponding contact fields, or seek to do so, if you make a change to them in the company entity, as you can see here. So really useful, I think, in automatically managing company records, giving you that overview of everything going on within an organisation. The benefit of having this company entity, of course, is that I get this overall view. History tab, for example, I can see a history of all the interactions between people in my company and people in the client organisation. Similarly, in the Activities tab, I can see details of all the future scheduled activities between all our people and all the clients' people, etc., etc. There is also the facility to apply global actions for all contacts that are a member of a company. So I could schedule an activity for all those people. I could mail merge and send them all a letter, or I could use the Swiftpage email marketing system to send an email to all the members of a company. So that's the new Streamlined Company Management feature in ACT version 16.